Hello and welcome. In this short video, we're going to see how you can get started in assembling your native pre-comp or comprehensive exam. This year in the 21-22 school year, all teachers must construct, build their questions, and assemble them into their native pre-comp or comp, all within SPORK. In order to first get started, double check that you're in the correct server. Here I am in the ACC server, one of our many testing servers. You're actually going to want to be in the live SPORK server that looks more like this without any red banners here at the top. I'm going to jump back over though because that's where I'm going to be doing this demo. Next, double check that you're in the correct school year. So here I am up at the top labeled in the 21-22 school year. If you are in a different school year, simply select that drop down, select the correct school year. Finally, let's take a look at the SPORK menu along the left side. We're going to click the button and it's going to open up our menu here where we can scroll down and see assessment banks. This is where all of the various question banks are. Problems, that is the general question bank holding on to all questions that teachers can use not only on a typical problem set, imagine just a teacher test here in SPORK, but they'll also be able to use problems from this problems bank on their native exams or native tests here. The testlets option is basically another set of bank of questions, but these are testlets. A testlet is specifically a grouping of questions, be it multiple choice or free response, that all relate to a common stimulus, such as a map, chart, graph, or maybe just an image. Next, we're going to select the native tests. And this is actually where teachers are going to go to track down their native exam and begin assembling it. So here I'm signed in as a teacher, and I'm going to close this menu. So here we are in the native test window. And there's nothing that the teachers, you guys need to do in order to create your native. We are initializing and creating those for you. All that you'll need to do to track down your native exam to begin editing it is to navigate to the native test window and then type in your name. And here, all the native exams that you are assigned to create will be listed here. In order to begin editing the exam, you'll select the Edit Pencil. There are various columns though in this view that allow you to help sort and filter because maybe you do want to take a look at what your colleague at another school is doing. You will of course be able to do that and take a look using this eyeball symbol here to view the list of questions that teacher has created. If the status here in this column says new, that exam is completely blank and there are no questions currently on it. If it is under construction, that means the teacher may have added a few questions, but they're still working on it and assembling it further. The other status that we'll see later on is called a locked status, and this prevents you as the owner of the test from further editing it, and we'll see more on that, but that is another status you may see. Here though we have the question number, so in this in this native exam for Bio 7 for Jason Crosby at Ahwatukee, there are currently 5 questions. If I wanted to take a look, I can hit the eyeball symbol and see a preview of what he has on there. To go back to that view, you simply select up here, Native Tests, and it will redirect you back to where we were. So let's go ahead and get started though. So here I am signed in as a teacher over at Scottsdale. We are now beginning to create our exam for Chemistry 7. In order to get started, we're going to select the Edit Pencil, and it's going to bring us to this general view. If you have questions added onto the test, you will be able to see all of those questions here in a list and in the order that they are arranged. There are other fields though just to be aware of, such as the Edit button here. This brings up a pop-up where you can edit various settings with your native exam. More on that later. Next is an Add button. This is what you select in order to add either a new problem, an existing problem that is already saved in SPORK, or perhaps an existing testlet. Finally, to see an export or a preview of how your exam will look when printed, you'll select the Export button. Lastly, in order to get an answer key, you'll select Answer key. And so that's the general overview when getting started with your native exam. Please watch the other videos to get more information on how to edit, say, the cover sheet for your exam, how to add new questions, and lastly, how to reorder those questions when you actually have some on there.